The idea is quite simple, really. You bring together accomplished researchers and give them time, space, and freedom to pursue their own research agendas. And moreover, do so in a multidisciplinary community of equally committed scholars. This was the operating model of the first Institute for Advanced Study, founded in Princeton in 1930, and it is the model that institutes for advanced study around the world still aim to realize in their own ways. The Helsinki Collegium is built on the same model. Founded in 2001 as an independent institute of the University of Helsinki, the Collegium supports curiosity-driven basic research in the humanities and social sciences and strives to facilitate multidisciplinary collaboration across different fields. The commitment to this international concept of an Institute for Advanced Study has been the guiding vision for all directors of the Helsinki Collegium, 5 to date.
When I started working at the Collegium, this is when I really realized how simple and brilliant an idea of an IAS is. From data sessions to Collegium funding groups to reading circles to stimulating discussions over the coffee machine, everything can happen bottom up. You don't have to plan it in advance, you can just let it happen. You don't have to make it happen, you can just let it happen.
The original motivation behind the initiative, set in motion by the then rector Kari Raivio in collaboration with Vice Rector Ilkka Niiniluoto and docent Antti Arjava, was to strengthen the humanities and social sciences at the University of Helsinki. As the societal impact of STEM fields is often more immediate and easier to demonstrate, funding tends to gravitate in that direction, leaving the humanities and social sciences at a disadvantage and thereby undermining the university's potential for interdisciplinary research. The idea of the Collegium grew out of a desire to amend that situation, a decision that now looks far-sighted.
You know, in general, the history of science is the history of people being wrong about stuff, but acting as if they were right about stuff. And that's where the political and social consequences of going too fast comes from. What often gets neglected is the fact that people in the humanities also produce knowledge, and that this knowledge that gets produced by the humanities has a bearing on the questions that get asked in laboratories. I'm often confronted with the question, someone operating in the humanities, how are you going to adopt these scientific insights? And my comeback is, no. How are the sciences going to adopt the knowledge that I produce in the humanities, right? Because ultimately, if we're on separate tracks, but we're asking questions which are cognate, and we're coming up with two entirely different sets of answers, then either one of us is wrong or we're both wrong. And if we don't somehow come together, I think we're wasting time, we're wasting money, and we will make mistakes that will have an impact in the world. I would like to not be part of the history of science narrative of most people being wrong most of the time.
The humanities and social sciences may not deliver instantly marketable products, but their role is indispensable if we want to understand human thought and behavior, languages, religions, and cultures. Indeed, without such understanding, our chances of moving toward a more peaceful, just, and equitable society are slim.
As people, as human beings, I'm an anthropologist, and this is a subject very dear to my heart, that we lose sight of what it is that we have to contribute to each other, personally, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, and those qualities, they have to be produced by people in a space together, physically, exchanging ideas and exchanging concepts and exchanging sometimes conflicting opinions about those ideas and concepts. And if we lose those capacities, I think we lose what it is to be a human who can function in an increasingly complex world.
As suggested by the name Collegium, the Helsinki Collegium is a community of colleagues. While every fellow is selected on the basis of the individual research proposal, Over time, synergies between projects and fellows' research interests begin to grow, often leading to collaborations that continue beyond their fellowship terms.
No one at the time was talking about digital humanities in Helsinki. Digital humanities existed, but it wasn't incorporated, and especially not in the kind of computational history. And then with Gaius, we started talking that, well, what can we do in order to engage the community and do these types of things? And the Collegium, there wasn't any value judgment. Nobody was saying, is this good or is it bad, which is the most important thing. We came up with this idea that let's organize a hackathon. We had seminars, we had workshops, and then we wrote some kind of white paper things with Gaius saying that how could we start developing digital humanities. If I'm thinking about it, that if I hadn't had the time where you have the freedom, and we're thinking also about our own careers, that how do we make something structurally in our university that enables also others to do similar things.
I think before the Collegium, I had an idea, I had a bit of a student's identity. So I considered that I want to do a PhD because I love to read books and I will do that. And actually my most productive collaborations at the Collegium have been with more senior scholars, and it has been extremely productive to see not just that I learn from them, but they also learn from me, which has taught me to believe in the quality of my own work.
The strength of the Collegium lies in the fellows. It is not just that internal motivation and direction flourishes in a context without too many external constraints. An equally important driver is the shared sense of purpose, a commitment to discovering new knowledge and to exchanging ideas openly within a community that spans a broad variety of disciplines, methodological orientations, geographical and academic backgrounds.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a common ground for knowledge. I would say it's polyphonic. It's like a symphony that you're listening to when you're at the Collegium. There isn't an obvious common ground, but there are refrains that echo in other spaces in the whole. That's what you're looking for. Not a fixed common ground, but the possibility to open up thought. And the Collegium does it very well.
More international than ever, the Collegium has grown to be one of the leading institutes for advanced study in Europe. Over time, the operating model has been gently adjusted to meet challenges arising from the changing environment. But the vision that originally inspired the Collegium remains the same: to give scholars an opportunity to focus on their research in a context of intellectual independence and interdisciplinary exchange.